Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Boonaa Mohammed here with another episode of Boonaafide. But you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. There are some very naive people out there in the world who get offended when you say that men and women cannot be real friends. Why does everything have to be so sexual? Why can't we just treat each other like human beings? I don't know why. I mean, I didn't create us, but ultimately speaking, there are certain characteristics of men and women that just make us incompatible as real friends. I mean, like BFFs. You can be acquaintances, but to really call a member of the opposite gender your true friend, your true confidant, a person who you can rely solely on in terms of everything that comes to your way in life without being married to them, I don't know. I just don't think it's possible. In fact, a researcher from Harvard University conducted a study in 2012 that came to the exact same conclusion. He interviewed 88 pairs of opposite gender best friends and found out something which we already knew. Men are more likely to be attracted to their opposite gender friend than females are to their opposite gender friend. Meaning, the guys who are friends with girls, typically speaking, are kind of already into them, whereas the girls are genuinely looking for a friendship and are just very naive and don't realize that guy's a dog and he don't really want to be your friend anyways. He also concluded that most women were just completely blind to the feeling or the attraction their male friends had towards them. And they just assumed that their own lack of attraction was mutual. I'm telling you this because there have been many cases that I've seen personally of brothers and sisters who want to be more than just brothers and sisters. They want to be friends, and eventually that friendship crosses some very important lines and boundaries, and because of that, people end up getting very seriously hurt. So there ultimately needs to be a balance. There needs to be a proper understanding of how to interact with the opposite gender in a way that is mutually beneficial for everyone in our communities. Because believe it or not, I mean, we need each other. We're in this together. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that believing men and women are the allies of one another. So when you're dealing with a member of the opposite gender, firstly remember that this is your brother or sister. And the same respect you would give to your actual sibling, you should be willing to offer to them as well. It doesn't mean that you need to be cold or rude or intimidating. It just means that you need to be yourself in a professional and courteous manner. But there are limitations, and interaction with the opposite gender should be purposeful and not just for the sake of hanging out. And especially when you're speaking to people from the opposite gender through online mechanisms, I mean through Facebook, you're talking to people through email, it means that you have to be conscious of the words that you're using, because sometimes that casualness can become a little bit too much and people can start becoming flirtatious in their discussion and talking about things that are completely unnecessary. So imagine, for example, if your parents were to see the language that you use, or your parents were to actually see everything you were saying. I mean, how would you feel? You'd be very shy. Now imagine if the Prophet ﷺ was to witness the language or see the interaction you have with this person of the opposite gender. And then on top of that, knowing and understanding that ultimately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees everything that we do. So if we're shy in front of these people, in front of the Prophet ﷺ and our parents, then we should be more shy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more deserving of your haya. But again, most of this stuff is just common sense. If your intention is in the right place, then all you gotta do is just be normal. But also never forget that the Prophet ﷺ, he taught us that when an unmarried man and unmarried woman are together alone, the third party is a shaitan. So even though your intentions might be in the right place, ultimately shaitan will try and use that interaction to go into something much deeper and much further, which perhaps you didn't intend on. Do you agree or disagree? Comment below, share, subscribe, like. Let me know what you thought, inshallah. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We'll see you again next time. Jazakallah khair for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hold a second.
I know our egos are such fragile things, but